I really enjoy it. And every time we wrap a season, I'm spent and I'm like, I'm never coming back to this. I'm done. And then I get the itch after I watch Real Housewives on my days off, and I'm like, put a camera on me immediately.
Hey everyone, it's Stephanie, and today I have the pleasure of chatting with Vanderpump Rules star and Give Them Lala Beauty founder, Lala Kent. Thank you so much for taking the time today, Lala.
Oh my gosh, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and so we are here to chat all about beauty, all about summer looks. I am so excited as somebody who's like into beauty, into reality TV, best of both my worlds right here. So
Perfect. I'm so happy.
Yeah, so taking a step back here, I want to know from the start of your line, it's been out for about 5 years now. And I was wondering, was this always a vision of yours?
I've always been obsessed with beauty. From the time I was a little kid, I always just wanted to like dabble in whatever my mom was dabbling in. It started with that pink mascara with the green
yeah.
Yep, everyone knows it. It's still like everyone says it's a must have.
Rite of passage.
Yeah. And then, I always thought of my face as a canvas, but it switched when I had phenomenal skin. And then all of a sudden, like during everyone's awkward phase, like I was on and popping, like my glow up was amazing. And then I hit 21 and my skin was freaking out. So I had to like really figure out what little things I could do to distract from the fact that my skin was freaking out. And that's when it wasn't really like I had a love for beauty. It was like, you must love beauty because you don't feel confident walking out into the world the way you look right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell everybody, by the way, no one notices your breakout. Only you do, just so you know. Yeah. So when I was on Vanderpump Rules, my look was it wasn't great. Like I was like a one-trick pony. Lisa Vanderpump is the one that pointed out to me after the season started airing that I needed to elevate my look.
Oh, really?
Maybe try using more than just one eyeshadow on your eye. And I was not offended by this. I was, I had been dragged for like 4 months straight. So her giving me makeup tips was, like child's play. And that's when I started, dabbling in smoky eye and like different lips and like, let's try contouring. And I remember my manager had called me and said, what are we planning on doing after this show comes to an end? Because all good things must come to an end. I don't think she expected us to hit 10 seasons by any means, but she said, what are you interested in that you could fall back on? And I said, I'm really into beauty. And that's how Give Them Lala Beauty came to be.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And when you were creating this line, were you like testing products? But what was like the science behind it? All of that kind of stuff there.
I had the luxury of being partnered up with an incredible manufacturer, an incredible distributor, and I didn't want to just throw my name on something. I knew that I wanted to, whether I was doing an Instagram post we started with 6 lip glosses. Like we just wanted to see if it hit right. And people really took to it. And so my main thing when creating these lip glosses was, one, would I wear this? If I'm just going to wear it to promote it, like we're doing something wrong. So from the packaging, I mean, they sent me like a giant box of just like all of these little tubes. And I was like, I love the shape of this one. I'm thinking ombre. So the throwback black and like clear where you could see the lip gloss color. Like I knew I wanted to do that. And then it was, what's the consistency? What formulas are we going to use? What colors would I wear? Which has changed because I can't base a whole line off of what I would wear. There's many people on this planet, and even if I may not love it, someone else might. So that was something that shifted as the line progressed. But that's where my head is I didn't want to just throw my name on something. I wanted to know if I was going out at night, and at the time I was drinking, so I certainly wasn't Instagramming, promoting lip gloss. Am I going to throw my own lip gloss in the bag with my liner and my powder? I have to know that I'm going to do that. And we did it.
Yeah. And you're growing and growing. Like, I mean, you started with all these lip glosses here. And now you have a whole beauty brand there, beauty empire, I should say. And are there any products in particular that you're loving right now? Anything new that we should be aware of? Something like that?
I am obsessed this summer with, I have this liquid highlighter. It's called Diamond Drip. And I love adding it to my foundation. And
Oh,
and by the way, you can sit there, and if you want to look like you are fresh out of Twilight and you're just glistening like a freaking vampire, you just add a few more drops. But it really gives you like this beautiful, like velvety sheen, and it's gorgeous for summertime. So that I'm obsessed with right now. I add it to, I even add it because I don't wear a full face every single day.
mhm.
I'll even add it to, my SPF just to give a little oomph.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love hearing that. And I mean, there are so many trends with beauty. Like every other day, I feel like there's something new that I have to like try and recreate or something like that. So, how
right.
do you stay up on top of these trends, as a beauty founder, as somebody who is working in this industry, first and foremost? Yeah.
I think for me, it also is about looking at my demographic, who is buying my products, because, there's a lot of beauty trends, but if your demographic isn't glomming onto those trends, then there's really no point in you having those products. And I've learned that through trial and tribulation, right? So the trends I really reach out to my followers and say, what would you like to see on Give Them Lala, like in Give Them Lala Beauty's lineup? And I think offering that open communication where they're not my people, I guess we'll call them. My people feel like their voice matters because it does matter. Those are the trends I stick to, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, oh, that definitely does. And I mean, you mentioned this feedback from fans, it seems like it is very important in establishing this brand. And what has been the feedback over the years, just in a general sense? Like, how have people reacted to the Give Them Lala Beauty brand there in a general sense? Have people been loving it? What have people been telling you?
Well, no matter what brand you come up with and what goods you're selling, there's always going to be people who, your brand is not for them. And anyone starting a brand, I don't want that to discourage them, because I'm very involved in Give Them Lala Beauty. And I know when I have returning customers that are coming back every time there's a new launch, like I make note of it. I know who these people are. I see them popping up all the time. And the feedback has been really great, because I want to show people. I mean, I'm not a makeup artist. I taught myself how to do things. I will sometimes do something a little different, but I really just have a baseline for what I do. And I want to show people that the brand I've created is approachable. Whether you are just experiencing makeup for the first time or you're doing Kim Kardashian's makeup, my brand is for you. It's buildable, and it's something that is approachable. And I've been that person that walks into Sephora and goes, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all these products? Like, how do I use them? How do they work? What even is this? And beauty can get intimidating, especially when you see all of these tutorials and these beautiful, like you said, trends. You're like, how does one create that? You can watch 1,000,001 tutorials on how to do it, and you still just cannot get it right. My line offers you to dabble and kind of progress in your makeup journey, or just stay simple and be the same. Like, we're hitting both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I love that. And it sounds very inclusive. And I love hearing that, the voice of the fans there of the brand, you are listening to that and incorporating that in future products. I think that's so important, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah. And, you have so many collaborations, with your friends there. I mean, the Bambi Eye Bitch palette alone, like a iconic name, like amazing. I love it. So,
Thank you.
who's the next that you're going to work with, or who do you want to work with? Maybe naming a lipstick after them, or a blush, or anything like that you've been thinking of?
I feel like I want to Katie Maloney has such cool makeup tricks that I would love to do something with her, because she like knows what all the cool kids are doing. She's like up on TikTok. She knows what's going on. So I think she would be the next person to bring in. It has to ring true to Give Them Lala. And for me, I keep my circle very tight. So I want to bring people in who I have real authentic relationships with, and have any collaboration really embody that friendship and bond.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I feel like that would be a perfect collaboration there, because I feel like I remember Katie, she had like a beauty blog, or I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So it seems like, you guys can bounce ideas off of each other super well. So I think that would be a fitting one.
I think so too.
Yeah. And, you've been working on Give Them Lala Beauty, you have Give Them Lala Baby now, Give Them Lala Skin, all of these different things going on over the past few years now. And I was wondering, as you're going into this space, what have you learned, as a business owner, as a woman in business? What have you learned since working on all these amazing things?
Oh my gosh, I've learned so much. I think my biggest thing would be not feeling defeated. There have been many times where I create a product and I'm obsessed with it and I can't wait for it to launch and to share it, and it may not hit the way that I thought it would. And I have a lot of people coming to me saying, "What's your advice? I want to start something." And I also have to, I'm great at preaching things, not great at practicing them, but I preach this and also try to practice this, that when something doesn't necessarily work in the moment with your brand, don't take that as a knockout. Like, go back to the drawing board and figure out why it didn't hit right, and come up with a different strategy. Do not give up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's just great advice in general too. Like, just keep going. If you have a passion for something, and you are the example there of somebody who has been working so hard on all of these businesses, and you have a flourishing business to show for it. So it's so exciting.
You're right. That does you can apply that to every aspect of life.
Yeah. And, as we're winding down here, because I know you're such a busy woman, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but, you do have the reality career here going on, and you mentioned too that you were looking forward to something, in the future when Vanderpump Rules isn't a thing, which would be very sad for me. So when you're looking down the line, like 5-10 years, are you thinking more that you want to do like the reality side of things, or do you think you want to go more into the beauty, the business, or maybe even a combination of both?
I thrive, like my soul thrives doing reality TV. I don't know what it is about it, but I really enjoy it. And every time we wrap a season, I'm spent and I'm like, I'm never coming back to this. I'm done. And then I get the itch after I watch Real Housewives on my days off, and I'm like, put a camera on me immediately. I think I just want to have it all. I don't want to put myself in a box. I have so many different passions. And even though, I sit here and I'm like, I certainly don't want to become someone who has so many passions that I'm kind of all over the place. But I also don't want to say, that won't ever fit in. There's a way for us to fit it all in.
Mm-hmm.
We're strong women and it's 2022. We can do it all.
Exactly. I mean, you're doing all of it and more. I mean, you're raising a daughter, you're growing your business on reality TV. I don't know how you do it, but you are managing to do it and doing it well. So I commend you.
I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
Yeah. And, where can we find Give Them Lala Beauty as we're winding down here? Let everybody know.
You can shop for Give Them Lala Beauty and Give Them Lala Skin at givethemlala.com.
Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Lala, for taking the time to chat. This was such a pleasure. You don't even know.
You're so much fun. I could talk to you all day.
Oh my God. That's what I was thinking about you. So instant besties. I love it.